Yeah, buddy. All right. Got a pretty good roll call there this morning. Good morning. Wow, it's still playing. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, Sugar?
Man, I'm great. I'm just enjoying this cup of hot racism.
Yum. My dude, I see Papa Pollock there says currently en route to the Government Training Institute in Barnwell, South Carolina. Okay. Whew, I'm jealous. I'm legitimately jealous. He's going to play the kind of milsim where, yeah, you're sporting an airsoft rifle and flashbangs. We're talking about the kind of milsim that involves, it's like paintball, except you got people hanging out of the tailgate of a minivan operating crew-served weapons. I haven't done that shit in a hot minute. That's good stuff. My boy Matty Parks there, my favorite Ninja Turtle. Pitt Danny, I don't know if I'm going to see you this morning or not. I'm going to try to swing by the Soil and Water Conservation District meeting at 8:30. It's going to be tight, but I'm going to try to get there this morning, Danny. And I see the Fit Life with Danielle. Good morning, sunshine. Rhodey's with us. And I hate to say it, guys, I see a bunch of people over here watching on Rumble, but nobody, till you make some comments over there, I don't quite know who's watching over there, but it's good to see you all this morning just the same. We love you and we appreciate you joining us. So, is there anything you wanted to touch on before we get into the main story this morning?
Governor signed SB 140.
Yeah, buddy. When we talked about it yesterday, and I said, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, he's going to sign it. But when we talked about it yesterday, obviously, obvious thing is obvious. I did not expect it to be like 3 hours later that he knocked that shit out. But
I mean, it's the free money, right? And we're going to talk a lot about the Second Amendment, and that's generally the theme of Firearms Friday. And we use the First Amendment to do it, but man...
Yes, we do.
Is the 10th Amendment not proving itself to be the sleeper?
I heard an interesting argument about the 10th Amendment earlier today. I was listening to some Tim Pool. The Supreme Court in Arizona has reopened one of Kari Lake's claims. And Tim and them were talking about Kari Lake and the kind of governor she would have been. And then they were talking a little bit about the whole situation with Trump, which that's over. Like it's no longer an open question that the letter from 2018 might derail the Trump indictment. No. It's been suspended. It's over. They're done.
Well, it's been put off till next week. They're still feeding them that fishing line.
It's done. But Tim said something that I thought was very interesting, and I agree. So Ron DeSantis came out and made some comments about how ridiculous the thing was, and Tim said, "You really missed an opportunity here, Ron, because what you should have said is, Donald Trump is a resident and citizen of the state of Florida, and I will not tolerate a foreign state coming here to extradite him." You will not put boots on my soil to steal and kidnap my people. And yeah, I mean, a governor does have that authority because we are talking about the 10th Amendment state sovereignty. And for all those shitheads out there that want to tell you about how bitter and gross this cup of hot racism is, that's really what the Civil War was about, state sovereignty. But, speaking of politicians doing the right thing.
Yeah, do it.
You ready for this? Elisjha Dicken awarded Citizen of the Year. That's freaking awesome. And well-deserved, well-earned, right? This may be the best marksmanship award since Chesty Puller. City of Greenwood took time this week to honor the man responsible for stopping the gunman inside the Greenwood Park Mall. Greenwood Mayor Mark Myers chose Elisjha Dicken as the 2022 recipient of the Citizen of the Year Award for the city. In his nomination letter, Myers recounted what happened on July 17th inside the mall and shared thanks for the fast action of Dicken. July 17th started off to be another beautiful day in Greenwood. Unfortunately, it became one of the darkest days in our history. A lone gunman entered the food court in the Greenwood Park Mall. As he emerged from the restroom, he began firing a rifle, killing 3 people. Hearing shots ring out, Elisjha Dicken immediately identified the shooter, took cover behind a pillar, drew his weapon, and fired at the shooter from 40 yards away. He was able to eliminate the threat. While doing this, Elisjha also was waving innocent civilians to safety. There were countless number of innocent lives saved that day due to his quick and selfless thinking. The city of Greenwood and the residents here owe a great debt of gratitude to Elisjha. Because of his heroic actions, the city of Greenwood proudly honors Elisjha Dicken as the 2022 Citizen of the Year. And I gotta say, unless you're personally responsible for shutting down half a dozen abortion clinics in your city, taking out a mass shooter is probably as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah, and we talked about it when it happened, but even now, it is still just mind-blowing to me that 40 yards at a pistol is no joke.
It's not. That's some serious shooting.
Okay, 40 yards with a pistol on the range.
Correct.
Is no joke.
No joke.
Okay. 40 yards with a pistol in a crowded food court with a bunch of panicked people with your adrenaline hammering through your body like a sledgehammer after some psycho has gotten the drop on you with a fucking rifle is... It's difficult to exaggerate.
It is.
How the level of excellence that this man performed at.
There was a time that I could do it. I've seen me do it. 40 yards, pistol... in combat, in a gun, yeah, sure, doable. I don't practice that. I don't do it all the time anymore. Right? Like I'm not at the range constantly anymore. I don't know that I could have pulled this off.
I don't think Elisjha knew he could pull it off.
Right?
Like that's...
There may even be some... It's probably not unfair to say there was a little bit of luck involved in this shot.
Well, luck will often save a man if his courage holds.
But fortune favors the bold and the well-prepared.
And that's the thing.
Forewarned is forearmed, and forearmed is weird, but it's useful.
See, but seriously, that's the thing. The only reason this wasn't 1,000 times worse is because Elisjha Dicken was armed. Now, it would have been really difficult to save those first 3 lives no matter what, because when somebody gets the drop on you, when somebody gets the drop on you with a rifle, that tends to be a wrap. The best thing you can do is seek cover.
Yep.
And hope they don't decide to pick you as a target. But everything about the situation, like, leaning on a pillar, getting people behind him, it would be difficult to envision a scenario where he could have performed more proficiently. And then with the shooting on top of it, you think he threw up? Like, in all seriousness, like, it was all over. He could breathe. That adrenaline dumped out of him, and he was like, okay, excuse me. And then GCM says that the mall was a no-gun zone.
Yeah, and after this happened, there were a bunch of libs on the Twitters and the like, well, it was a no-gun zone. Elijah's just as bad as the gunman. They were both armed. I'm like, hold on a second, sweetheart. You've just made precisely the case against all gun control. It was a gun-free zone, and both men were armed in the gun-free zone.
Isn't it amazing how those really radical lefties can say sentences like that, and it's obviously lost on them?
Let's assume for a moment that everybody who is a law-abiding citizen follows the rule. Let me remind you, for a place to say that it's a gun-free zone is not a matter of law. It's a matter of that place's policy. And hey, absolutely, yes. Private property, if you want the policy on your private property to be that you're a gun-free zone, you have every right to say those words out loud, and that could be the basis on which you ask a person to leave. But what you do not have in any way whatsoever there is the force of law up until the question of trespass, which does not exist until you have asked a person to leave the private property and they have refused to do so. Right? But the fact of the matter is, I ask you, would the gunman have respected that at all? And the obvious answer is no. And we don't have to speculate on that on the basis of the obvious thing is obvious, criminals don't follow the law. We get to look at that gunman in that situation and say, he didn't. Well, there's no speculation. It's a done fucking deal.
Well, we did the video from JD DeLay last week,
yep,
where he was like, hey, yeah, I was addicted to meth and stealing cars and committing credit card fraud, and if your house had a sign on it that said protected by Smith & Wesson, nope, wasn't going there, right? So it is obvious thing is obvious. And Steve says, I hate the law-abiding citizen crap. Following unjust laws is no virtue. I'll even take that a step further. I hate a concealed carry weapons permit holder. Like, okay, I get it. That language is good for, like, the jury, and it adds a level of, I hate to even say this, but it adds a level of credibility, so to speak, but I hate it. So, law-abiding citizen? Oh, so if you're not a law-abiding citizen, your life is just forfeit. Oh, concealed carry weapons permit holder. Oh, okay, so if I don't have a CCW, I'm just not allowed to practice my rights.
Yeah.
I mean...
Please, Mr. Government, may I purchase back some of my liberties?
Right, you got a license for that, mate.
If it please the crown. All right. Before we get into the DGUs, we got one more to just chuckle with. This is fantastic. I love Lauren Boebert. I mean, it doesn't hurt that she's easy to look at, but Biden's ATF rule banning pistol braces is extremely dangerous. It's causing millions of boating accidents nationwide. Okay. I'm amused by the comment, but it gets better. I looked up boating accident. It's a sarcastic term for losing your gun overboard. More here. Oh my God, really? And this one, Breeza Thompson. Oh, sweetheart, you've missed the point entirely. Evading the law. That's our Lauren Boebert, congressperson for Colorado. Record-setting wit you have there, Lauren. Evading the law. That's okay. We're talking about a question of civil liberties here, Brezia, whatever your name is. So, fuck Rosa Parks, fuck Martin Luther King, Yeah, because
Wait, is this a-
civil disobedience, that's so un-American.
Wait a minute. Is this actual? Did somebody fact check this? What's the next one? Is that what I think it is?
My ex-Coast Guard sister-in-law says
Son-in-law.
boating fatalities that are in the hundreds, not millions, have decreased. Let's fact check. See,
These
are the people that want to take your guns away.
Look, man, you know what this really is? The left can't meme.
I know.
They just can't. The left can't meme because the left is the meme. Example. And then she keeps going. The fun part is I actually have been on a boat and you stay in the lake of the origin of the joke. The not fun part, there was a school shooting and oh God. Yeah, the left can't meme because the left is the meme. That's just
Cheating Nwatu millions? Who else hasn't heard about these infinite boating accidents? Oh, I mean, it's amazing how the joke just goes completely over their pointy little heads and writes over feelings. It's estimated that upwards of 40 million pistols with stabilizing bracers exist and were purchased legally in the U.S. over the 15 years. All of them will cause their owners to become felons based on an administrative charge, redefining words that mean things they didn't. I'm going to throw you a follow, Jeremy. Hopefully we'll catch up later. And here's, oh goody, a Krasenstein.
Oh, God.
Have you lost your ever-loving mind? Ed Krasenstein, people say that you're one of the smart ones. Are they wrong? I mean, obviously they're wrong, but noisy capitalist Ed the Greek.
I mean,
liar, dumbass. What does a pistol brace have to do with a boat? I mean,
boy, it just keeps going. All
does.
these people that are like, there's just not been that many boating accidents, and it's
this is why you should not send a high school dropout to Congress. Oh, Chris Becker, you kind of look like the sort of a dude that might have a job. How'd you get it, shithead? I mean,
this, like, okay, groomer. Wait a minute.
yes, raising my children to have values, to respect their wives, love their children, raise their families,
And know how to use a
defend
firearm.
to the death that which is worth loving. I've said this
That's
before.
the same thing as a drag queen. Absolutely.
Pacifism is the opposite of decency. A pacifist is a person who has adopted the idea, the ideology, and the philosophy that there is nothing which can be loved more than the sacrifice of a thing which would threaten its destruction. To be a pacifist is to say that I do not love my wife enough to kill a man who is trying to murder her. And if you wonder how much I love my wife, take a shot and let's see how that works out for you. If you're very, very lucky, I will be armed at the time.
Yeah, but the fact that they can conflate the things that they conflate, like somehow being a gun enthusiast is the same thing as drag queen story hour. I mean, they're so far removed from reality. Like, the only thing I can think about is, you know what? Screw you. It's just turtles all the way down. But yeah, what about no? Look, if we cannot agree that 2 + 2 = 4, we can't do calculus, right?
Correct. And more to the point, if we can't agree that 2 + 2 = 4,
you're stupid.
You're right. You're right. We can't do calculus, and that means no more high-speed internet, no more internal combustion engines, no more, I don't know, corn.
Wait, you mean the band or the agricultural product?
Suddenly, yes.
Because I would be sad about losing both of those. I like heavy metal and I like chips and salsa. Do you have the stripper story?
There was a stripper story?
Are you not tracking on the guy that stopped a mass shooting at a strip club?
No. What?
Oh, I thought that would be the first one you would go with.
I hadn't heard. I was at a mimosa brunch yesterday. I may have been distracted. Stripper shooting. Let's see what that brings back.
How recently is that one? Sunday morning. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yep. Because it happened just a few days ago.
Okay, let's see what this is.
Okay,
about.
Steve. It's not
Hey, in Parks, my favorite Ninja Turtle is full on board for some strippers. I knew you would be, baby, and that's why I love you. Hey, Parks, flipping our cute little blonde LT, Sean, is somewhere in Georgia until like the end of next week. We got to get that band back together and have some cold beers in the not too distant, brother. I've been trying to get us together for years, but we've all got wives and kids. It's just a pain in the ass to get in the same place at the same time for a half an hour or two. A 22-year-old man who was shot. I'll let you read it.
I thought you were going to... Okay, 22-year-old man who was shot in the head near a Northeast Austin strip club early Sunday morning died Wednesday at a local hospital. The Austin Police Department said Alejandro Martinez was pronounced dead at Del Seton Medical Center 3:48 p.m. Wednesday. On Sunday around 5:35 a.m., APD said crews responded to shots fired at a call at 9705 Reservoir Court in Frontage Road of US 290. That's near Giles Lane. When they arrived, EMS found Martinez, who had been shot in a car. He was taken to Del Seton, where he stayed in critical condition until he died. Witnesses were interviewed at the scene. One said a fight took place inside the Bear Cabaret Club, according to AP. Oh man, that is a pun built right there.
B-A-R-E.
Yeah, that's. Oh, the puns. The puns. What makes titties better? Puns!
Jokes. Yes.
Right.
Titty sprinkles.
Right. One suspect involved in the fight was asked to leave the club. Police think the suspect left the club and met up with others in a black four-door sedan. The suspect and two other unidentified men watched the club until another person was seen leaving. The suspects fired multiple shots from their car at the intended target. Detectives think Martinez was an innocent bystander leaving the club. That might not be the one.
That's unfortunate.
That is not the direction I thought that it was going to go.
That is not where I thought that was going. Okay, so let's see if there was another titty bar shooting.
Well, there was, I don't think it's going to be spelled.
You don't think it's going to come up under titty bar shooting?
Yeah, no, I guess not. Look, whatever. No, because there's audio associated with it where the guy, the hero, actually is like, oh, at first I thought they were playing a joke on me. And it was like, what kind of life do you live?
Oh, the bouncer.
Yes.
Oh.
At Cluib?
Cluib. Well, that's fine. I found it.
Tampa. There we go.
The bouncer, yeah. And this was a big dude, right?
Yeah. That audio.
I watched the video. Yeah, and this was a big dude, guys. A new video so we got two titty bar stories. It's a Good Friday.
That's this could be its own subgenre.
A new video shows the moment a bouncer in Tampa, Florida. Go away. Stopped a gunman wearing a devil mask from forcing his way into a strip club on Sunday morning. Wait.
The devil made me do it.
Nope, 11 a.m. Okay, it was lunchtime on a Sunday. In the security video, the gunman can be seen approaching the entrance of the Mons Venus strip club at 1:11 a.m. on Sunday. He is wearing a red and black devil mask and has a firearm in one hand and a flashlight in the other, the video shows. Okay, they don't have the video on here.
It's probably It's probably that little spinning thing.
It may be loading there, but I bet you we got it here.
Yep.
There we go. So let's watch this video. Let's see if I can get some audio on this. Okay, so there is no audio.
Excuse me. Haha, Uno reverse. Oh.
Yeah.
And then he just thud.
Big props and everything for doing the right thing, but I believe I'd have shot him already.
Oh, the second you recovered,
I believe after I recovered his pistol and he kept coming at me, that would have been the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe I'd have let it get that far, but hey,
what's up with Sunday morning and strip clubs? Look, if we're talking about 1 o'clock in the morning, we're not talking about morning. Yeah, it's technically a.m.
1:11. That is not Sunday morning. Each day belongs to the night it follows. You didn't just roll over.
Bed yet.
You still up.
That's right. You ain't been to bed. In fact, you probably slept, didn't even get up till like noon from the previous day. So. Yeah. What's with Sunday morning strip clubs? Like, I promise.
Well, I guarantee you, if I was telling that story on Sunday, I'd have started with, yo, last night.
Exactly. And as Steve roasted me for earlier, I can tell you that, bro, strippers don't care that it's Sunday.
No, they do not.
They just don't. Like, at all.
Hey. Just like Chick-fil-A, right? I only take Sunday off because it's a day, and I didn't take any of the other ones off.
Well, and that there's so many other things associated with it. Okay, we've been exceptionally hedonistic this morning.
We have. It's been wonderful.
Would you like to try to squeeze in an actual DGU?
It's not a paid mimosa brunch, but I ain't crying neither. DeKalb County homeowner shoots, kills man who broke into his home. Police say. I want to go ahead and hit the button, but let's see if he made it. Maybe he made it to intensive care for a minute.
Well, you need another. I think this is one where you could definitely have a fuck around and find out badge.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, an FAFO for FAF.
Right.
Okay, so investigators interviewed the homeowner who they say shot and killed the intruder. One neighbor told Channel 2's Steve Gelbach that she heard 2 loud blasts, and detectives said the homeowner used a shotgun.
It sounded more like a second shot for.
It was that close. It was that loud. This guy was fighting a vampire. Asking not to be identified. Pro tip, silver bullets are trash. They just kind of break up when you shoot them. What you need is a little silver ball stuffed into a hollow point. That'll get her done. It was that close. It was that loud, one neighbor told Gelbach, asking not to be identified. DeKalb County Police said they got a call of shots fired at a home on Peachcrest Road around 5:30 in the morning on Thursday. See, 5:30. That's this morning.
That's the morning, right?
That story doesn't start with, yo, last night.
Yeah, if it's 5:30, if it's a time your alarm clock could go off.
Right, that story starts with, no shit, there I was. The neighbor said she heard 2 shots while getting ready for work. See, that while getting ready for work.
There you go.
That's an important piece of that morning equation. It's kind of hard to believe. I've been living here my whole life, never had a break-in, never had anything like that. But Sandy Mize, who lives next door, wasn't that surprised. We didn't hear the shots, but around here, there's shootings going on all the time, Mize said. Mize, whatever. DeKalb police said the man who tried to break in was shot and killed inside the house by the homeowner. He has not been identified. Oh, he's been identified. He's been positively identified as a DRT. Investigators have not said if there was any connection with the suspect or the intruder, or if the intruder also had a weapon.
You know, it's entirely possible that it hasn't been identified because close.
It took two rounds of buck to the face.
I mean,
we knew he had guns,
at point
though.
blank range, like even birdshot, dude, there's just nothing left.
Right. Danny says, "Oh shit, I used to live on that road."
Well, there's one less bad guy on that road.
Yes, yep. That neighborhood just got a little bit safer. Neighbor Gary Caston had no idea what brought all the police to his neighborhood and was speechless when he heard what happened. I tell you what, for personal experience, when all the police arrive at the same time and you're sitting on the trunk of your car, you didn't hear the gunshots, you're just enjoying some blueberry cake donuts and a cup of coffee, in, say, for example, the back of the parking lot at a high school, it can be confusing. You might think you bought the last good donuts.
Yes.
That is not the way to start your day, by the way.
That was a highly confusing experience. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, just for those of you who might have missed the joke, we are actually survivors of a high school mass shooting. And we're still, for very good reasons, huge 2A advocates.
Oh, I mean, I've believed since I was 17 years old. Well, gosh. You know, if teachers were armed.
Right.
And the principal was a guy named Mr. Biddy.
I can't see him solving the problem.
Well, but do remember, Mr. Biddy stayed in the cafeteria and was even the first one to make physical contact with the shooter.
Now,
like, that's...
I could see Mr. Duke solving the problem.
Right. Honestly, I could even see Boebert solving the problem.
Oh, absolutely. Boebert was a combat vet.
Oh yeah, well that. There you go.
I mean, Boebert wasn't there. Boebert wasn't there because he loved teaching. Boebert was there because there's a program called.
Right.
There's a program for vets to be teachers for 10 years, and they pay off all your student loans. Boebert was a solid dude despite our little scuffle. You know, the other one I could see. Remember the big black guy that taught chemistry? I can't remember his name, but he was rock solid. Oh, truth to teachers. Thanks, babe. Okay. So it's after 8 and I need to be somewhere at 8:30. So I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on this one. We are going into the weekend. Most of you do not know that this weekend doesn't seem to be one that's especially special for any particularly special reason. I am going to throw a little something out there for you real quick, and a safety brief to go with it, which is tomorrow in Smyrna. That is not the way I want to see that. I'm going to be in Smyrna with some friends tomorrow and my lovely bride for this event, this 7th anniversary Mead and Metal Artists Market. Tomorrow from noon to 6 in Smyrna Tap Room. I will go ahead and drop the link to this page so you guys can copy the address off of that link. Feel free to come out, hang out, say hello, try some mead, watch some blacksmith shows, and throw some axes with me. We'll have us a big old day. I'm not going to be running a bunch of big complex cameras. I'll be shooting some little video snips with my cell phone that I'll probably publish on Sunday or so. But 3080 Jonquil Drive, Smyrna, Georgia, 30080, and we're gonna have a big old time out there. That said, as much as I love the activity, I cannot in good faith condone the mixing of mead and axe throwing as a matter of safety questions. Now,
and also, since we're coming into the weekend, just be careful if you go to a strip club. That seems like an appropriate portion of the safety brief this morning.
Yeah. So.
And if you do go to the strip club, bro, the stripper doesn't like you.
No.
She never does. It's her job to make you think she does.
Not unless
she doesn't like.
Not unless you're worth a green card, my man. Not unless you're worth a green card. Y'all be safe out there. We love you, and we will see you on Monday. Oh, wait. Parks points out John Wick 4 is
I'm
out.
aware.
I might have to take action on that intelligence. Y'all be safe.
Oh, I've
Love
already
you.
bought tickets, bitch.
Damn, son. Ouch. Okay, I'll take that under advisement.